Hello, and welcome. This is going to be the 4th episode of the Kyle Hartman Project. I could not be more nervous, more excited, more happy to be doing this right this very moment. I am going to introduce you guys to my very first guest on my show. Man, there's so many things I could tell you about this guy, but that's exactly why I'm doing the podcast. I want you guys to hear for yourselves from the man himself. This guy and I, we go back to my Army days, all the way back to Fort Lee, Virginia. We went to AIT for supply school together. This guy was just so far ahead of his peers, and I was one of those peers, and I could see it from day one. I mean, this guy had some sort of drive in him that I spent a long time, and here we are today. I spent a long time trying to get down to how he did it. And so we're going to talk to him a lot about the things he's got going on. His name is Ronnie Jackson. A lot of you guys that are close to me and close to my social media pages, you've seen a lot about IME Fitness, JAWAY Security. You've seen a lot of Ronnie Jackson's name. But I've only just begun to reach the tip of the iceberg, folks. So this is going to be some really intense stuff for you guys. We have cut it down to about 30 minutes precisely for this episode. So we're going to try to pack it as full of content as we can humanly pack it. So I want to introduce Ronnie. Ronnie, it is with utmost pleasure to have you on my show. You're my first guest, and I couldn't see it any other way. You've been inspiring me since I met you, man, and it's been a long time. But what I really want to get to, and what I'm really glad we have you on here for, is to really talk about, you know, your last 2 to 3 years. I'd say, right?
Right. Yeah. It's been a journey.
2 to 3 years ago is when I really started seeing some things come out from Ronnie. I personally just really saw IME Fitness, JAWAY Private Security. Ronnie, why don't you just go ahead and start with, first tell us all the things that you kind of have going on right now, and then we'll kind of get into the hows and the whys, and you know, what drives you so hard every single day to be able to do as many things that you're going to talk about?
Wow. Well, you know, definitely honored to be on your show. It's an honor and a privilege, and I do not take that lightly. First and foremost, I'm just, you know, thankful for everything that I'm able to do. More than ever, it's just a humbling experience to have, you know, peers and family and friends kind of, you know, assist me in this journey.
Feels
and
good.
You, my friend, are definitely one of those people. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show.
Hey man, it goes the same to you, brother.
Absolutely. Well, I'm doing so much. You know, just to name a few, you named a few. My IME Fitness, which stands for Increased Motivation Every Day.
Increased motivation every day. What came first for you? Was it IME Fitness?
Actually, yeah, it was. IME Fitness was kind of like the first venture I kind of jumped off on. I actually started before the military, and that really kind of deemed from, you know, me working out individuals in different fitness clubs, and you know, I just got a passion to helping people, you know, get from point A to point B.
Right. Okay, cool. So IME Fitness, you started the process of that long before the military, and I think that goes to show how much like planning and strategizing really needs to take place before you really build something up. I think that's a huge thing, is that stability from the ground up for a business. So that's got some, IME Fitness has some tenure to it then, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, it just started with, you know, just a will and a desire. You know, I'm telling you, it kind of, you know, that whole burning desire to, you know, be, you know, successful in helping people be great. You know,
yes.
That's exactly what, you know, just brought out IME Fitness.
I totally relate to that feeling. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I'm excited about, you know, just the future and everything that's going on. it's a great feeling to see, kind of like your baby kind of be birthed.
Yeah, and then it becomes a reality at that point as well. And once it becomes a reality for you, I think that motivation and that intensity that that got you there, for me, it seems like multiplies, and it just keeps growing and growing.
Absolutely. And it comes from determination and, hard work. And that stuff is not just a cliche. It's really, really non-stop, eat, sleep, breathe. This is what I want to do.
It's not cliche, but I think it comes in all forms and sizes. I think that everybody has their own sort of ticks that really get them motivated and going. And I think that it's, that's why networking is so important, is because you can branch out and figure out that people out there in the world are doing so many different things, but all have sort of the same motive.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what brings like-minded individuals together. That very thing right there, what you just said.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Definitely. And I'm definitely excited about, the project. The project is huge.
Yes.
Not everybody knows that there's a mastermind behind the Kyle Hartman Project. It's huge. It's great. It's one of those things that, it's bringing so many different individuals together, and I'm definitely thankful for the opportunity to be on the show.
I can't wait to see where it takes us. I want to hear some more. Okay, so we talked a little bit about IME Fitness, and that was just the very beginning. You also have JAWAY Securities, and I think that started as Jackson Securities, if I'm correct, but then you brought in a partner?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys are starting to land some fairly decent contracts with that, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we started as Jackson Security, and it started for me doing little moonlighting after work while I was stationed at Fort Bragg. So I would do some security work, and it kind of grew from there. We got several contracts, and it just grew and grew and grew. And then I brought in my buddy Antoine Way, on JAWAY Security, and we actually started landing some pretty heavy contracts. Right now, we're in 3 cities: Atlanta, Chicago, and North Carolina.
They're in 3 cities right now, folks, but what they don't realize is Hartman Media is out on the West Coast, and we're going to be needing some serious security teams out this way for everybody that's listening and might want to endeavor in that, career choice one day.
and there you have it, right there.
Yep.
Right there. Exactly what, that's what it's all about.
We're making things happen.
That's why. Exactly, and that's how we started. That's how we started. Just being available. Just being readily available to get the job done.
One thing that I want to caveat to what you just said there about just start. That's one of my biggest things that I want to push out to everybody. If I ever become a big image in somebody's eyes and they ever ask me, what's the best piece of advice you could give me, I would probably say just to go start. So I'm glad you said that, but also just saying, the fact that you said just being ready to jump when the opportunity arises. One thing I want to let you guys know, as soon as I told Ronnie about my ideas and my plans and the project and Hartman Media, and I hadn't talked to Ronnie since I'd probably seen him in Virginia, other than a couple things online here and there. But he didn't ask twice. He said, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And, believe it or not, we're right here doing it right now. And I think it's just a wonderful thing that we can put this out there on YouTube for you guys, whether you're driving to work or sitting at your desk or, taking a day off and just want to hear what we had to say. We're putting in the validation that everything that people are saying, everything that people recommend to do to become happier and healthier and more successful, we're living it. And I really hope that this, reaches out and grabs somebody, and I think Ronnie does too. So JAWAY Security, IME Fitness. By the way, Ronnie is a pretty big guy, so he kind of fits a great category for fitness and security. But little do you guys know, Ronnie also has a couple other endeavors as well. Let's hear about something that's maybe not as macho as security and fitness. You got anything in your pocket for that?
Well, yeah, I do, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things that kind of like just came with the territory of my why. My why is my family. My family is so important to me. I'm a husband. I'm a father of soon to be 3 and a baby. Soon to be baby girl on the way.
I'm so excited.
So I wrote a book. I wrote a book called 5 Rules of Being a Successful Husband. I'm not a guru of being a husband, but one thing that everything plays a part of, with the business and the journey that I do, is actually taking initiative and going after it, no matter what. No matter what. Being the best that you can be at that possible time. And being a husband, is just as important as anything else. It's probably most important, being a husband and a father to my family. So I wrote a book based upon, my experiences as a husband and my experience as, becoming a husband. Nothing was, is written in stone. I didn't know how to do. It's not a how-to book. It's just basically how I did what I did.
It was just real. It was real content that you put into a book form, basically, from your life.
Absolutely.
What's it called?
5 Rules of Becoming a Successful Husband.
5 Rules of Becoming a Successful Husband. I will post, hopefully we'll get something up on the YouTube link when you're listening to this that you can go check it out. Is it in any stores right now, Ronnie? I'm not sure if it's even published. What's going on with it?
Well, it's published.
Okay, cool.
We had it in a couple of stores, and they sold out. So, of course, supply and demand is real. Putting it in a hard copy form, we couldn't keep up. So we made it into an ebook form. So it's available as an ebook as well. And we have the link for that. It's on our site.
Nice. We'll get that out. We'll get all that out there on the YouTube link as well for you guys to go check out. So you got 2 companies that you're running. You wrote a book. You got a baby on the way. You got a wife. You have a lot going on, it sounds like. What do you think? How do you get over the hump of, feeling so tired and so wore out from your regular life? So you have a full-time family, you have a full-time job, or you used to with the military. How did you just bear down and find that true grit and have that discipline day in and day out? Obviously it had to probably come from forming the right habits. For some of the people out there, it may be quicker than not, to get the right habits down. But what for you was really just your way of holding it all together while you're still continuing to create more and do more, and just not slow down?
Wow, that's a huge question. But I guess for me, the thing that kind of resonated for me was just always telling myself that I wanted to be, great at life. I wanted it. I wanted it bad. I wanted it so bad. A story was told to me about, a person who wanted to be successful, and they wanted to be so much successful that it was like breathing for them. And, I took that analogy and was like, look, I want to be so great at, just being, the best me I can possibly be, that I believed it so much that I bought into it. I bought into the hype, of me wanting to be great, me wanting to, be a successful person, because it wasn't, it wasn't told to me. Like, it wasn't it wasn't somebody or something that said, hey, you know what, this is the way that you need to be a successful entrepreneur. This is the way you need to be a successful soldier.
You have to visualize it for your own, I think, right?
Exactly.
So with you know, so when you started feeling these kind of standards for yourself, did you start to, you know, visualize over time, you know, what was going to play out, the things that you were going to do? I think that everybody has a vision, but, you know, how do you keep that vision when nobody else in the world sees it for years and years and years? How do you build that patience?
Well, you gotta tell yourself, you gotta be the owner of your own, you know, of your own journey. You have to realize your own purpose and continue to remind yourself what you want to accomplish in life, day after day after day after day. It's like you actually have to, you know, tell yourself, you know, hey, this is what it's gonna be, and you have to remind yourself purpose. And how I do that, I just write exactly what I want to do in life. And it's in front of me daily. Like, it doesn't get away from me. I don't have any time to not think of what I want to accomplish because it's always in front of me.
I'm actually, the picture that I put on this podcast to record, I have to put some form of media clip before I can record. And the picture that I actually selected is a picture of Ronnie. It was a piece from his Instagram. It's got all of his information on it. His IME Fitness gear, drinking water after a good workout. And I can't read it all right now, but it has a quote about wanting to inspire people, but it just looks like he's staring at that, like he just said, like he has things laid out. He visualizes it every single day as a constant reminder. And one thing I can, you know, snowball to that with is creating Hartman Media and creating this podcast and, you know, having nothing at the beginning. You know, I'm still sitting in my car recording a speakerphone conversation with Ronnie right now on a $50 microphone. I mean, I'm at the bare minimum of this thing. And so for me to think that this is a very real, viable career that I have now invested my life into is hard day in and day out. And I think that is one of the biggest things that stops a lot of people from really just sticking it out and making it. And that's one of the huge things that I'm glad we talked about, because that's one thing I really want to push the entire course of the Kyle Hartman Project is you have to just accept that nobody else in the world is going to understand what you're trying to do, but you have to have that constant faith in yourself day in and day out that, you know, it is very real what you want, and you have to figure out how to go get it. So... what else did you, you had the book. Now, when did you write that book?
I wrote that book maybe 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Nice.
4 years ago. And it just was written, and it was not put out, but it was written.
Are you thinking about ever writing another one?
Yes, I'm actually in the process of writing another one, and it's coming really, really soon. Really, really soon.
Is this pertaining to family matters as well, or
more like a guy talk? You know, I believe that guys, we talk in several different languages. We have boxes that we can only open at one time.
Yeah.
and for me, you know, as a husband, as a dad, as a business owner, you know, I have so many things going on, but believe you me, like only one box is open at a time. You know, it can't be multi. It has to be one box at a time. So when ESPN is on, ESPN box is on. That's the only box that's open.
I understand that completely. Trust me. So that'll be an interesting read then, I think, for a lot of, especially a lot of guys similar to what we're going through right now, just trying to reach out and start their own endeavor. And females too, I'm sure, can probably take a lot from what you write, no matter what what the book is catered towards
Yeah.
specifically. So you're in the process of writing your second book. You're in the process of having you said a third baby, correct?
Correct.
Man, so is there anything else out there in the world that you are chasing down or tackling? I want to know what else is involved with this vision that you've been building, because the way it's turning out to me, what I already know, just my followers might not yet, but I already know this. This guy's gonna have multiple empires, and I caught onto that quick enough, luckily, to where I picked him up right away and said we need to network, we need to stick together and build each other up. So I'm curious to know if there's anything that if you have any other endeavors.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about helping other people, go to that next level, whatever they can do, and hopefully I guess I'm a innovator with certain things.
I'd agree.
I like to think so.
I would definitely agree to that.
One thing that I'm tackling too is music. My passion was always to help people. Period. But so many different ways. There's so many different so many different ways to help person or people per se, and music is something I haven't even tackled, but yet it's now. So I have a company called True You Music Group, which is partnered with BTB Media Group, and basically what we do is push artists to go after their true sound, and not just be watered down by the industry. Just go after what it is that you want to pursue in music. So we started. We have open mics. We have several different artists that we have partnered with to really push their sound out there. You'll see a link on this page, on this podcast.
Yeah, we'll post it.
What we're doing, we're just avidly going after, just putting that true sound out. The whole theme was true you. Your truest music, your truest talent, your truest goal. Go after it and don't hold back. So
I'm really excited for that too, because of the app that I'm taking part in. That has me tapped really big into the music industry as well, and that's another piece of common ground that Ronnie and I found. I think was the fact that he's pushing artists to greatness in one direction, but what I am trying to provide with Hartman Media is pushing them in a sense of branding themselves and benefiting themselves while doing their music. So I think that this is all we want to do, is just show you guys that you can do anything you really want to do. You just have to find ways. Like you said, you're an innovator, so you guys got to start thinking a little more creative if you want to start building things. You just got to go tackle it. All right, so we have a couple minutes left. Ronnie, I just want to say it has been the greatest pleasure to be working with you almost weekly. Ronnie and I communicate pretty often, just with any different ideas we have, building each other up each day, reassuring each other that we're going to make it. Things are going to be wonderful. Things are wonderful. We keep talking about how many different people we want to help. We can't wait. So I just want to let the floor to you, Ronnie, for the last minute or so before we shut it down. Just to say anything you'd like to say. This podcast benefits everybody, but I really want to stress that it's all about you right now. This is your episode. You're my first guest, so the floor is yours.
Wow. Well, it has been such a pleasure to just be in this particular moment. Last thing I guess I want to put out there to anybody who is listening, to actually go after it like never before. Be relentless about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Always pursue the best possible thing you possibly can within yourself, and don't give up. Never give up. I've been through ups and downs, seeing the good times, the bad times, I mean, even the times that may look like it's gonna be good, but it turns out a certain way, just go after it. Go after it. Just knock out the naysayers and go and grab it. Crush your dreams, to grow your goals, and man, just be great. Let's be great together.
Increase motivation every day. Be great. Don't worry about what anyone thinks about your ideas or hopes or ambitions, because if you worry about what those people think, you're going to blink and you're going to have regrets, for not doing what you wanted in life. And I think that was a great thing to leave everybody with, Ronnie. So I want to thank you one more time, man. It's been an awesome experience. I can't thank you enough, and I look forward to showing you the edits to this and putting it out there this week for everybody to hear, man. So we're looking forward to some more content, some more things coming out. Ronnie and I have a long future ahead of us, and we can't wait to share everything that we get into with you guys. So stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Next week, Ronnie mentioned Antoine Way. He is going to be featured on our next episode. So we are really excited, looking forward to talking to him as well. He has done some serious things as well. Ronnie, I hope you enjoy your week, man. I look forward to talking to you soon, brother.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Absolutely.